welcome back to my channel. I am today going to be doing another one of the coffee talk videos that I started. I have one other video like this, and these videos are just me sitting and drinking coffee and just having a discussion with you. In these videos, you can just find out a little bit more about me, and I'd like to find out more about you if you want to leave comments in the comment section below, and I'd like for us to get to know each other better. And this is just a way to sit back and relax, fix you a cup of coffee or tea or whatever beverage you like, or don't drink a beverage if you don't want to, and for us to just sit and relax and talk. And like I said in my last video, it's probably not the best lighting in these videos, but that is because I am sitting beside my window and just enjoying the nature and just sitting back and relaxing and just getting comfortable with you guys and letting you know a little bit more about me. So today, I am going to be discussing our mobile home and how we got here. Why did we choose a mobile home? How did we come about it, and how did we get this one? So yeah, let's just jump on in and we will start discussing that. Okay, so first of all, I'll have to say that we did not get this mobile home as our first pick. So the beginning started a few months after me and my husband got married, and we wanted to go ahead and start on the journey of getting our home. So we got married in February 2016, and we started all of this in that fall of 2016. So I believe we started in October or November in 2016, and we got the land graded that fall. We were very blessed to have this land given to us by my husband's father. He gave us an acre of land, and it's beautiful land. We love it, and that blessed us so much. That was one less thing that we had to purchase. So that was amazing, and that was great. But we did have to get it graded. It was a lot of grading that needed to be done because it was completely like hill. It was no flat land. We had to get rid of trees. We had to knock down a lot of trees because everything this house is sitting on was not here. It was all trees and all on a hill. So we had to do all that. That was a lot of grading and landscape work that needed to be done. Well then after that, we looked into getting a mobile home. And our problem was, and what I recommend to you is not to do this. We consider this a huge life lesson, and we try to share this with everybody because we have learned so much from this, and we hope others maybe can learn from this. We rushed way too much into it. We did not pray about it enough either. We did not consult God about it enough. We rushed on in. Yes, of course, we said like a prayer here and there, and then we considered that as, God's on our side, God's providing this for us. So we ended up going about a way that was completely, I know in the bottom of my heart, and so does my husband, this first route we took was completely outside of God's will for our lives. And that is not to say that this way to go is not ideal for everybody, because it seems like an ideal way to go, normally. What we did was we purchased an old mobile home that needed to be renovated. And I mean, it needed a lot of renovating. But that could work for others who have the opportunity and time and resources to be able to do it. We just jumped right into it, and it ended up being a monster. Every little thing that we tried to renovate on that house, things that should have been simple, every little step of the way became a monster. And we just knew, since we were pushing so hard on this thing, and every little thing was just ended up being so difficult, we knew, we were like, we jumped too soon into this. We did not consult God about it. We relied on our own understanding. We didn't rely on God, and we relied too much on our own understanding. And that is not the way to do it. I mean, any decisions in your life, small or big, you should not do that. But especially to me, the big decisions like this, we should not have done that. We should have consulted God and made sure that this was the best decision, or this was the decision that would have been in His will, and we know that that was not. We ended up losing so much money on that house. So we got rid of it. We just got rid of it. Well, let me back up. I'm jumping ahead. Before we did any of that, we finally took it seriously and actually really prayed to God about it. And I mean prayed and prayed and prayed. And that is what I recommend doing if you ever are looking into getting a house, or any of your house decisions, or any life decisions, really. Pray to God about it. And if you go into His will and you are moving inside of His will, the difference, oh my goodness, the difference between trying to do it yourself outside of His will and then doing it inside of His will and letting Him take over, oh my gosh, it's like night and day. Because when we prayed and prayed and prayed about it, and He revealed to us that this is what He had always intended for us to do, He never wanted us to do that. He always wanted us to do it this way, and we did not listen. We just relied on our own understanding and went the other way. Once we went into His will and did His way, everything became so much smoother. I mean, it seemed like every step of the way was just progressing so quickly. What we ended up doing, and what was in God's will, was we went through Clayton Homes and we got a brand new manufactured mobile home. But God kept blessing it over and over and over. So what we did with Clayton Homes was we looked on like their website, and we looked at the ones that were within our budget. And this one, and there was like 2 other ones were within our budget. This one at the very highest within our budget. I mean, it just like barely met our budget. And when I saw this house though, I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. I really think this is it. I was like, but I didn't want to make the same mistake again and rely on my own understanding and think this is it. But I was like, God, your will, not my will, because I've been through that and I've learned my lesson. But I really loved this one. And so this one was just barely within our budget, and it was like a lot higher, and we had to apply to get approved for it. And so as we sent in our applications and we waited on if we got approved or not, so I kept telling God, Lord, I'll be happy with the other ones. Because I think it got narrowed down between this one and one other one. And the other one was okay, but I was not loving it. But I told God, I was like, Lord, I learned, so your will, not my will. I was like, Lord, if it ends up being that other house, I will be grateful. I will love it. I will learn to love it. I will be so grateful for either one. I will be grateful just to have a house, that is mine and to call my own. I will be grateful for a house. But Lord, if it is your will, Lord, I love that other house. I love this house. Please, Lord, if it's your will. But if not, it's okay. It's okay. I will learn to love it. I understand your will, not my will. Your will, not my will. So they ended up calling us, and we went back, and they said, okay, so we've got some good news and bad news. You did get approved for that house. Well, okay, so they told us no. They told us a few weeks before you did get approved for it. But when we got there, they said, so we've got some bad news and good news. The bad news is someone's already got that house, because apparently we could only get the models that were on the lot. And they said someone else, or I guess that's what it usually is you can usually only get the models that are on the lot. And they said, so someone else has already got it. And I was like, okay, so the good news is going to be, that we can get the other one, though. I was like, okay, Lord, that's fine. That's okay. I'll be happy with it. I will. I'll be happy just to have a house. But no, this is how God works, you guys. They said, so they bought that other house, but we're going to get you a newer model of that house, It has newer, nicer cabinets. It has a bigger bedroom space in one of the bedrooms. So it's a newer model of that house, and we're gonna give it to you for the same price. And you guys, what I ended up doing, I forgot to tell you, but we ended up getting this newer model for like $10,000 less than it was on the lot, because I told you I looked at it online. Online, it was on a sale price for like $10,000 less than it was on their lot, and they matched it. Well, they ended up, this is how God works, you know, we ended up getting a newer model of that model for that same sale price. So that newer model actually probably would have been more than even the lot price, you know, more than $10,000 more, because it was a newer model. So, but no, God blessed us with this newer model for that same sale price, which was like $10,000 less. Really would have been like $20,000 or more less than that newer model. So we just thank God. And because it wasn't on the lot yet, we could customize it more. Like they said, we could pick the outside color, and I was able to tell them what color I wanted for the outside. You guys, that is just, you know, if we had just listened to God from the start, this is where we would have been from the start, and we would have saved ourselves so much time and money. So, oh my gosh, if you take anything away from this video, please take away that God is the person to go to for your needs, not your own understanding, because when we leaned on our own understanding, we just got ourselves in so much trouble. So we thank God for all of our blessings. He is the provider of all of our needs. If this house was taken away tomorrow, which could happen, you know, that's not saying that it can't all be taken away, because it's a crazy, messed up world, and this all could be taken away tomorrow, and God would still be a very wonderful God, and we still would praise Him. I hope and believe, I hate to say I'm definitely going to do this in the future, but I really want to be the kind of steward that will still praise Him in the future if all of it was taken away, because He's still a wonderful God that saved our soul and gave me and my husband each other. And even if He took away the blessings like our house, you know, He's still a wonderful God that we love and is so good to us. So, but we are just so thankful for it. And yeah, that is how we got here, you guys. So we started on this whole process on 2016, fall of 2016, and we moved in, it was like the last day of January in 2019. So it was like almost right at 3 years after we started the whole process that we were able to move into our home finally. So we were so grateful and blessed, and we thank Stephen's dad too for allowing us to live with him until we were able to get all of this done. He has a good size house. He has a double wide, and he allowed us to live on the other side of his house so that we could have the time we needed to get all this to happen. So we also thank Stephen's dad for letting us do that, because that was also a blessing, and for giving us this land. So many sweet blessings came from his dad too. Yeah, you guys, that is our journey on how we got here. I'm going to take another sip. I'm letting my coffee go cold. Let me take a sip. Good coffee. I think that might be a good way to wrap this video up. It's sipping on this coffee. If y'all are drinking your beverages with me, cheers. So I guess I'll go ahead and wrap this video up as I'm drinking. Thank you all so much for watching today. I hope this maybe inspired you. I hope this maybe gave you some ideas. Comment below if you want to see more videos like this. Also comment below maybe your story on how you maybe got your home or your apartment. I love an apartment story too, because I loved the apartment I used to live in. That apartment was amazing. I lived in an apartment for 2 years. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, and I loved that. I wish I had taken more pictures of that apartment. That apartment was beautiful. So just share with me your stories on how you got to where you are now. I'd love to hear more about it because I'd love for us to get to know each other more and find out more about each other. So thank you guys so much for watching.